Optic fans, and you see a Vault Hardpoint right now, you are very happy because, yeah, as Ant was talking about, the whole world is kind of watching it during the week, right? Just sort of putting up the scrims, hanging out, and you just see how good they are at Vault. But you did it here in map 1, so Miami did go toe-to-toe with them.
Go toe-to-toe and see how it plays out. I mean, we've had no worries about this team online, right? You know, saw what they did in stage 1. We know how good this team can be online. I mean, honestly, if they win every match, I wouldn't be surprised at all. It's just how does it go with land? The question is going to be how does it go with land? But still, you want to see improvements over the course, even if it's in scrims, online qualifiers. But it's all going to be how it goes down in Major 3. But you've seen them improving in scrims. They've been absolutely frying. Excited to see what they can do here, but it's been fun to see Hook and Shotzi back dancing and playing around the map. As we get into the first one, Vault. We know how good Optic Texas can be here. We'll see if Heretics can square up and battle with them, but they'll win the opening 3-for-1. Optic in control of the hard point, and so far, so good for the green wall. Yeah,
so reality, he's just going to flip his fawns, right? They kind of know he's on a route. He's going to go all the way through, so Super's going to be with him. You have a bit of a 2-2 split, so this kind of works out for Miami. And, well, you're going to see that Optic going to get caught off guard. Now it's just due to that long route. Real, I mean, yeah, his teammates die, but still doesn't commit to the flank, waits for his teammates to come on up.
But then as they break back in after the flip, it flips right back. So P2, early on, at least here, set up for Optic Texas, but we'll see if it flips again. Little flurry of kills for them. They'll take out 3 there and be in a good position. That'll be all 4 dead, and they're spawning out Narnia over towards Art. So with 5 seconds to pop the new hardpoint, this is everything you want. If you are Optic, you're able to spread out the map. You still have someone battling through mid, 1 push up as well, but okay, all 3 are going to get caught. The good thing is those fights, the fights happen so far from the hardpoint that you're going to get 1 more safe spawn. The problem is the presence is here quickly, and now you're in trouble.
Yeah, I thought maybe with Hook spawning there, they would deal with that, but yeah, it's just so fast with Heretics. They just all go. Such great gameplay there. Dashy with a slow start. 0-3 still looking for it. Super, he's up to 5-4 in a row. Great stuff out of Heretics.
I mean, you had what you want if you were Optic Texas. You just had to win a gunfight. Yeah. You had to get a kill or 2 in that situation. You went 4 dead and then lost the next 2 or 3 as well as you came off spawn. But those are going to be tough because you're just, you're spawning safe in quotation marks, but you've got people gun up and ready to bury you. Right after that, though, they're able to re-break in with what, about 20 or so seconds left. So they'll bring this back to about a tie game as we get ready for the rotation over to third. What are you seeing on the map right now, Joe?
Yeah, I mean, a great break by Optic to get right back in it. Pretty much going to tie the game on rotation, though. Gonna be Super. He's just going to try to go all the way towards Art. Him and Rentor going to deal with this on one side. Optic going to take the scrap time. They're away from the hill, playing from the middle of the map. It's really just Skies maybe trying to, just cause some problems here for Miami. But to be a pinch through bottom vault from Hook and Shotzi, that gets them off the time.
We'll get them off the time and see what they can turn it into. You've got Optic all over the map right now. Some battling out from ammo. And then number 3, we'll see what Skies is able to do from that side of the map. As the tag's going to Super, maybe that's going to be the point for Skies to push forward to make the play, but he's still trying to get people out of the point towards the P3. Hasn't been able to get Optic people to spawn over you yet because you've had Super inside of Art this entire time. Now Optic are able to get some time. They're down 3 points, but Heretics sitting pretty for the P4 rotation.
Yeah, I'm surprised Skies doesn't run it Super there.
I thought once he got ripped, right?
Yeah, like he just kind of, he's trying to play for something else. But both of those players were kind of just left on an island. But Super very patient. It felt like he was just out of the play for the long time, but it doesn't matter as his teammates come back off spawn. They find some kills. Him and Rentor, they're on 6 in a row, and while right as this P4 is about to pop, you have everything you want if you are Miami.
Well, we said that kind of for Optic for the P2 when things went south. Can Optic do the same here and get the opening break? Sky's not going to be the one to do it. He gets cut down. Same for Shotzi. Info in for Real, and he's able to stay alive. He'll hold the cross. The comms seem to be on point, and the gameplay is flowing. Now the lead's starting to build a bit. You get all this time here, you're up by a significant margin, and Super is just chopping you to pieces.
Yeah, I mean, listen, his first series, it was versus Vegas, brand new team, but he was putting up some numbers, and they lost both of those hard points. So that's why they opt up, maybe switch up those maps. A vault is in, so we're going to see it here. So far, so good throughout this vault. And, well, you're going to have maybe one last chance if you are Optic, maybe to break up some of this time. But just fundamentally, well, even slaying-wise, you are outperforming Optic.
Well, I mean, think about it. The ARs have really lit up the feed when they've been the big hold. You think about the transition to 4th and the big hold, well, big break towards P2. You're 3-9 for Skies, 3-9 for Dashy. So the ARs on one side are finding no success, whereas you're getting bodied.
And yeah, the last time this guy died, he was 6-4 at P3. So, I mean, he is on over 2 minutes of game time without a death, right? Just playing very slow, very patient. Also almost hitting some shots on who finally taken down. Well, Shotzzy and Hoot gonna find a couple of kills back over the time, but you see through that first set, only 6 combined for the AR duo on the other side.
Bobby, you're at a big deficit because your 2 spots where you really need to take advantage of, the P2 and the P4, don't go well, really, right? Like, you have the early set for P2, you get broken. You got to do a better job here. Gonna see if they can find the kills. Maybe Dashy starts to warm up a bit. He's obviously been insane in scrims as of late. We've all seen the tweets, seen the clips, seen the play, like, well, the scoreboard. He's been nuts. They're going to need some of that here. And, well, we see teams kind of turning on the second set of rotation more often than not, but they got to get something going. They got to get something going soon. We got the AR SMG combo for Skies right now. He's just going to go ahead and rotate. You already have one in the back, though. That's going to be number 8 and Super that's there. He's going to be pinched out once again, lighten up the feed at a pivotal moment is going to be Heretics. This time they've got a chance to do it from the early setup. Nobody in the point for now, but Miami looking to get rocking and rolling and building upon this lead. Let's go to listen in. Miami Heretics.
Arriba está Dashi. ¿Me puedo tirar por encima, metal? No, me tiras frente, vale. Tengo frente, tengo yo frente. Vale, no, cambio de producto. Ya al fondo, vale, tengo un tiro. ¿Qué hace? Está mal. Vale, aguanta. Te tengo frente, me hace medio. ¿Tienes? Vale, muerte está medio, medio spawn.
Va para seguir, miráralo. Toma el lobby ya.
Estoy bloqueando.
Lobby. Nace el lobby.
Medio. Vale, tú. Vale, clójame son 2 y yo derecho.
Vale.
Son 2. Yo también soy por. Es una blanca, sí, va a jugar. Está blanco, que era Hugh anterior. Ya puse a nuestro lado.
Vamos muy bien, Chema.
Está arriba, sí, estoy en medio. Pivo muerto, atrás, pivo doble.
Voy a abrir la derecha por Dios.
Dale.
En anterior, buque.
Anterior,
Está muerto.
Vale. Es por el punto,
Pillar el medio, chavales.
Punto, un tiro.
Yo a la derecha, Dashi,
Con dentro,
vale, está Palmera de derecha del punto. Vale,
Palmera
de derecha no veo. Me ha vuelto tiempo, me abro contigo.
Te va de la palmera. No ven a medio. Está
en el gol,
Están pilares ahí.
Muerto. Una bala de gol.
Yo tomo lobby, Leon un tiro.
Yo control. Yo tomo Gucci front.
El jeep está muy palmera ahora.
Gucci, Chema, tienes otro.
Sí,
Intenta sumar esto,
Vale, Bolt, ve control. Vale, falta Bolt.
Sí, súmate, súper.
Dale, van a splitear,
Me he girado yo.
Sí, van a splitear.
Un tiro Gucci, adiós.
Son 2, arriba y abajo, arriba y abajo.
Arriba, no le hacen mal,
Sí, pero hace todo sin creo, hace todo sin. Vale, el de arriba no mataste.
No, arriba y abajo Gucci, se abre ese Gucci.
Arriba, soy Gucci, el de arriba, vale, derecha salida, abajo. Vale, hay que romper. ¿Tienes racha, dicho?
Sí, la gata.
Vale, acuérdate, deep side, pero aquí no sabes.
The Miami Magic, as the streak comes in, Metals earns it early, he's looking to collect. Let's see if this will be a break into the point. Able to pick off Skies and get some pressure forward. Shotzzy, though, some tags in from behind will keep the pressure from mounting for now. Super is going to get ripped as well. Metals wins with one-on-one inside, though, and suddenly this has become mixy. And this is time you had to have it, your Optic. You had to have this.
Yeah, you had to really set up the missile, though. You're going to help out. Just allows Super to work towards the back. Don't see it too often, right? Because you can just play from up top in both of those buildings, but able to at least get onto the point, break up some of this time. They didn't maybe want Optic to go on a big spree, start to gain some momentum here. Still a 100-point lead. They're looking good.
Well, and if you think about like the Optic Hardpoint wins against like Rocker, I mean, they had to come from behind on both of those maps. They've had some crazy clutch sprees in Hardpoint, but you were down, what, 130, 140? It's going to take a monumental effort, and you're going to have to string together basically everything from this point forward. Need to be crystal clear, picture perfect if you are Optic Texas. Try to stop this Miami Magic, but so far so good, at least in the third set of rotations. Doing great here inside of the P1. Super, though, trying to play spoiler. In front of him, he's got a player, he's got multiple trophies. He's just going to cut the reinforcements for now.
Yeah, I think they did a really good job towards the end of that P3, just finding time, putting pressure on Optic. Almost wins another one, does Super, but just kind of chipping away towards that 250. On hills like this, yeah, they kind of know they are just sliding around. Rentor continues. I mean, how many base series has this guy had? How pivotal has he been? He's up to 27 and 18. Make it 28. Yeah, not earning a lot of time, but just controlling the map, keeping Optic really off of it.
This strike you is one of those where, Optic have been known at times to come out with a little slow start in map 1. Does kind of feel like that?
Yeah, it feels that way, but I mean, It's really just, the ARs, right? You're getting Hujin shots.
Dashy's
sort of
picked it up
when
a
these
bit.
kills are happening too. Yeah, it's always like these early holds for Miami. They're finding kills at the right time.
Well, now they've got him spawning in the back, but I thought cutting them down maybe on the cross. He still battles inside. That nade's going to connect. Back up one. Ooh, nearly able to take down two with the hipfire connected as well, but battling back into the point will be Optic Texas for now. Still trailing by about 100. But really, if you get the rest this time, then I mean, dude, it's just the 223 is just tough because you just think about it. They can get a second or here, 5 at a time at the P3. When you're Texas having to keep them out of the point and also hold for the P4. Well, now, I mean, every second just it feels like a dagger. Every bit of this, a dagger.
Yeah, they've had some clutches, but they have been some very close games.
Yeah, they have.
It's not been like this. Or
down 70 or something, maybe.
Yeah, it's on maps where, Protocol trying to control the map. Same with Skyline. And it's just, you don't have hills like this towards this P3.
Well, and you heard the Death talking about for Heretics. Super comes in, the search looked improved. They lose both hardpoints, though, and the plays that Lucky made, people have to maybe play a little bit differently. I think you have to figure out, but I think we agree the one that probably easiest to make fixes on is probably Hardpoint. I bet that's what they've been working on massively this week, and well, so far it's showing, because you square up on Vault, and you have outplayed Optic Texas since the go.
Yeah, and I mean, we haven't really been asking too much for this, right? We know sort of the stars of this team are Real and Rencore. It just feels like really with Lucky and Metals, they were just very inconsistent, and it would put them in tough spots in respawns. But I mean, even as good as Super has been, if you're getting this out of Metals, it's going to be very difficult to beat Miami.
I mean, they're outside by what? Getting closer to 15, 20. I mean, they have just thwarted them, stomped them, slapped them around. A big win for Miami Heretics in the map one, maybe with Super the hard point. Looks a little bit sluggish to kick things off last week, but here looking strong. Super all smiles, and I mean, we know this Miami Heretics can be a threat at any time. They can turn it on and they can be disgusting, but didn't really see it going this way against this Optic Texas team, but the way they've been playing in the online qualifiers, the way they've been looking in online scrims. But, well, that's why I said what I did at the beginning of this matchup, because I've just seen this. I've seen this 10 times over the last 6 years.
and honestly, props to Miami, because I'm sure, I mean, even us, very surprised to see Vault, but they stuck with their guns, right? They know their recent performances, how well they've been performing on this map. They're not worried about it, and
Rancor is a shooter, bro. 4,300 damage. 32 and 26, but I mean that is a good looking stat line overall. I mean, you've got what, Metals and Super really getting your objective time, but you talk about this slang, the non-traded, across the board, it's just you're getting everybody.
Yeah, and it felt like there weren't a lot of sort of those. It feels like Shotzi Hoop, what they're really good at is just sort of finding multi-kills that just mess with your entire setup, right? Just really annoy you, sort of piss you off. I felt like there wasn't a lot of that. They were just playing a lot for the slays first, and then they kind of worked the objective. And it just allowed them to get into these setups where, all right, we know where everybody is. We're good to go. Keep them in front of you.
Well, it just feels like, yeah, you can get into that dancing and picking people apart like a mid-map. With a hole in the ground, Joe, and all the different up and down and maneuvers you can pull off, but a lot of the big gunfights and situations just weren't really there. It was big breaks and gunfight wins on the outer lanes that were getting them set up for P2, for a P4. And yeah, keep them in front of you. I mean, that's got to be your recipe for success when you're playing against a Shotzi and Hoop. Keep them in front of you.
Yeah,
limit what they can do.
How many times have we seen one of those guys just to sneak into top art? True. Just make a big play.
Yeah.
Just stay alive. Allow their teammates to get there. And you just didn't get that. So that's just the rotations early on there for Heretics. They just kept this 100-point lead the entire way.
Yeah, and as much as maybe you chalk it up to a slow start for Optic Texas, I mean that probably is part of it, considering the stat line you had for Skies and Dashy out off the rip. But just prep, I think, to the work that Miami Heretics have probably put in this past week. They knew how much they needed to improve the hard point coming off the 2 losses to Vegas. They put in the work. It's showing off so far. Now, well, you win the Vault, which is a bit unexpected. Now you're thinking about the fact you're headed to 3 Haciendas. And the Search and Destroy obviously looked pretty solid with Super in the live. We're excited to see what he's going to be able to do. But basically, yeah, from what? The P3, well, really the P4, that first one, you just pull away and you never look back. They never allowed that run to come in, which I assumed Optic was making a run at some point.
Yeah, they have every game.
Yeah.
They've deleted large leads. And once they've gotten to their flow, first, our matches last week, they didn't lose.
Yeah, no, 100%. But it just feels like, dude, that I know I said the P4 with the score line, but once they broke that P2, that first P2, they just start to take over. And they obviously did a great job at the P4 in the first set of rotations, and suddenly they're looking at a pretty, they went up like 60, 70 after that and didn't look back. So great stuff for Miami. So far, so good. Now for Optic to bring it back in the search and destroy. What do you think about the search matchup between these two squads?
I mean, it's sort of, again, just, you know, one thing Miami's really had to work on. It's been sort of their struggle. The one time they were good at search and destroy was, what, Major 1? That's when they were able to get into the top 3. On the other side for Optic, I think this is sort of the game mode. If their hardpoint stays as consistent as it has been online, sort of with Hook, you know, the game mode where they struggled at Major 1, it was search, right? If they can sort of flip this script, if they want to compete for titles, I think it is in the search and destroy, and they should have the roster to do so.
Well, you think about last year, I mean, the first, major win, it was just, oh, God, it was a search clutches. Like, how many clutches these guys, I mean, we know Dashy in particular, one of the most clutch players you'll ever see. Super, though, on the other side of this matchup, yeah, I mean, they brought him in to kind of help them in search and destroy. You can see it statistically. Yeah, I've been playing too much for Dansk, I guess. But no, you'll see his impact. They wanted him to be prolific there. He showed he could do it in the hardpoint in the map 1, and they need him to be a playmaker here. I mean, it's sort of like, I don't know, maybe Real coming in last year. Like, he was kind of a boost to this team in search and destroy. They needed, I don't know, they were missing a piece of the puzzle when it comes to search, and maybe his impact is going to be huge. But
and this is kind of, you know, we've talked a lot about, like, sort of season standings, because we're quickly getting there, right? We're over the halfway marker. They're the A seed right now.
We're racing to the finish line.
Yeah, and there are a lot of teams from this sort of 6 to 10 range that are right there. And we thought maybe Miami was one of the teams that was going to go the opposite way, was going to start to fall down. Again, sort of in the position due to that top 3, but now they bring Super in. I mean, start off 1-0, looking good right now. Like, who knows with this squad?
No, it's been some crazy team changes, and excited to see how this is going to play out down the stretch, but it is going to be a battle for that top 8 into champs. We'll obviously have Major 3, Major 4, still so much lane action to go down as well, but every match is going to be huge. Looks like we're going to have a fight going down towards B early on. You're going to have a 3-on-3 near the point. Shotzzy able to win the first. Metals hit down to 13 HP, and he's getting away. Rancor, though, is able to get a pick from Lambo. He gets one from deep. He gets hit down to 9 HP, but able to get the kill. Now you got a chance. It's going to be about number 8. I mean, Super's route. These two have got to stay alive till he gets there.
Yeah, and Sky's like, yeah, he's watching kind of mid. He's just going to be ready for this. Did Dashy spot it? Dashy just checked it. Did some bad timing. A little pop-up. Able to find the second, all down to Skies. You are out of ammo. Going to go for the reach out, but Skies, he knows 1 versus 2 now. Able to spot 1.
Knock, knock. Takes a little peek. Gets a little info, but now the plan is in. Can Skies go ahead and clutch up? I mean, it's so hard to be that player watching the kind of the pinch or the long route when you've just got multiple floors to deal with. Like, there's just openings. You can't cover everything, but as you said, you thought Dashy maybe got eyes, but didn't quite get it. Slide out and Chow. Skies not able to do it. Heretics will strike first despite the fact they don't get that opening blood.
Yeah, I think he's telling the guys, like, that is open, right? Because you see Dashy sort of back up, check it. But Dashy just, he knows there's still 2 in front of them.
I just don't know how Rancor got his kill to bring it to the 3v3. Like,
on the
Shotzzy somebody.
Yeah. But here's Super on that pinch. He's able to find 2. Has to switch to the pistol. And then here's the final one on a Skies and the 1 versus 2.
Yeah, I mean, it was obvious. Like, I think anyone, if you watch COD for the first time, you look at the minimap, you knew it was going to be on him to make the play. But to get the 3v3, I mean, Shotzzy got, like, the opener. And I know there was some damage on the Optic players, but just who gave him the angle for Rancor to get the pick from P2? Because obviously, just when you lose a man, harder to watch that push through and pinch. Rancor again, though, ripping 1. Is this time he'll get the blood, give them numbers. Hook working to clear. Looking left, there was one right, but Metals is going to reposition, so Hook is going to try and take some space now in the hallway. You've cleared out the backside of that B-bomb, and now you'll work the plant.
Yeah, Metals is like the one player maybe in a bit. No, he's just going to back up. So, yeah, bomb planted. You are split. It's not like you're all together. You're in a bit in this 2-2 kind of setup. Does Real spot Hook? I think he does. He's able to spot him. That's going to give them even more numbers than a 2 versus 4.
Sky's gonna hit the nade, then snap back. Wins the fight. That's a big one through the stun, able to do it. At least he gets 1, but it's all gonna be on Shotzzy suddenly to make the play. That's gonna be a difficult fight. That's a difficult fight, but Shotzzy able to do it. Just too much to do. Just too much that he has to try and walk away with. A good effort. Maybe if he zaps the first one. I mean, I don't know if he has the health or ammo to even take down the third, but he made it interesting.
Well, that, again, I think we saw it in the Hardpoint. You're just seeing like this sort of discipline. Even like Rentor, not to overchow that versus Shotzzy, just sort of wait. And that's when these guys, especially the top two on your screen right here, and Hook and Shotzzy, someone overchows, make 1 second mistake, that's when they make these plays that get them back into the series. You're just not seeing that right now.
No, that's what I was going to almost like, I want to yell in round one when I thought Super was going to like chase him into halls. Like the skies. I was like, bro, you got the two, chill. Group up and deal with this. I thought he was just going to send it. Like, I know you're feeling yourself. You got to reload both guns, bro. Let's take a second. I swear, it felt like he wanted to fly, but up 2-0. Miami in command. They're going to take control of the B site yet again. They'll get this plant in quickly. They're going to plant it for the backside, try to push through. Hook, good job at least getting one. Ranker shoots as straight as you're going to see, and he's going to try to work forward. Super's got him. Now to the 2 versus 2 we go with 35 seconds to go. Shotzzy gonna go ahead and hop it. Here's the route through. Ranker gonna slide in, get the check. He has to hop off it, and he's able to win the fight. So great stuff there from Shotzzy. Now last guy is going to be Super. Now it's planted for his side. So they have to hunt him down. The problem's gonna be timing. He's able to beam Dashy. Should get the info. He's getting pushed, but isn't sure what side it's coming from. Shotzzy trying to scramble back. He'll have enough time to get the defuse, and Shotzzy, he goes huge. He's able to get there to get the last kill. He hops off bomb to win one as well. I thought he was dead to rights.
Yeah,
that Chow came in.
Yeah, like it felt like Rentor didn't want to. He just wanted to make sure he was off the bomb. Yeah, but he ends up just letting him live. That ends up punishing them. Yeah, I mean, just very quick was this Miami team to sort of, you saw the idea, plant it backside, set up Super for the clutch, and you are 2 seconds away from winning that one. But yeah, he's just not thinking that Shotzi's going to push him through bottom stairs, but already there was Shotzzy.
Yeah, I thought like, yeah, I mean, it's just easier for us, obviously. We see that play, but I thought when he like peeked again, he's like, he knows what's up, but just didn't expect it to be that route. I like the idea though from Heretics, just came up a little bit short. For Optic, now you're on the board. They want to take the play over to A this time. Hook nearly caught and ultimately will be caught. Can Real get out with his life? He's able to do it. Sky's maybe trying to chow that. They want to push it out arches, but the utility exhausted from Heretics will keep them slowed down. Shotzzy got vision on him there for a second, so. Well, good luck with that, Chow. Not going to take that one for now. Bomb never gets planted, so we come to a halt here for a second. Numbers, once again, for Heretics.
And these are the rounds that, well, every time they've gotten a first blood, they found success. This is what we're kind of talking about, not throwing your numbers away. Number 7 and Rentor just kind of lurking inside a shed. And he could be the key, because he's either going to find one or get taken down. He's going to find one. Can they do any better? Well, his teammates are just going to pretty much leave him out to dry. Like, hey, man, we can't really help you, but at least you found your kill.
Yeah, no, he almost walks away with another one now. Yeah, Real can't get caught. Great job backing up. Well, I thought backed up far enough. The timing there was Super, maybe a little bit off, but you're still able to get the trade, and you can do that when you're up in numbers. Sky's last alive again. His second opportunity to clutch up in a 1 versus 2. Problem is, bomb is down. Time is dwindling. Only so many choices he can make, and, well, Heretics have guessed right. Or have they?
If he's going to go for the kills, he's not going to plant the bomb. So round's done.
Yep.
I mean, there's a chance he can maybe follow and kill both, but yeah, opts to follow him, doesn't find it, and there we go. Another first blood, and that's really the story of the map.
Yeah, I mean, once he slid out, I don't know if he had time to get back.
Would have been close.
To plant at that point anyway. Yeah, it would have been real close. Heretics once again dealing with numbers. Nice little lurk play from Rancor. Nearly a little perfect 2-man game. Up in halls, they end up losing a player, but still, they had numbers, they traded out, and now up 3-1. They mostly favored, what, B with their opening offenses. Got a good look at it last time, despite coming up short in the round to the Shotzzy play. This time, it's all through mid. Bomb carrier kind of lurking well. And we'll see if ultimately we end up over towards B again. That's seeming to be the play.
Yeah, they were thinking like, all right, Optic, they're finally, you know, maybe just try to full counter the RB push. Let's try to go top halls into A. But Optic, they're all on that side of the map. So the good thing is for Miami, they get the info, nobody else dies. But again, just playing for this backside setup. They know the wall base can be there. They are just triple, quadruple challenging this. While this is going on, Shotzzy is going on the longest of routes. Hook's out of the play, but it doesn't matter. Just Dashy is here to find the first blood.
Yeah, it's like last time you pushed through, you're able to like take out Hoop. This time Sky, such a great job playing his life, allows the troops then to rally in. Great rotation there from Optic Texas. And I kind of like the risks you're taking on offense if you're Heretics.
No,
what they're trying to do.
I think it's the right call because they are direct. There's one top pulse who's out of the play for a long time. Shotzi's on a full flank. Like, you pretty much are in a 2 versus 4. It's just, I mean, Skies and Dashy found the pace that time.
Yeah, no, if they kill Skies, like, it got him to what? He was a bullet. They got him to 9 HP. You get that kill, you get the planting, maybe take control. But honestly, just Skies staying alive that well, like, everything kind of fell apart. And I don't know if that's where you just have to, like, I don't know, maybe you, like, send it, but if you don't get that kill, you back it the hell up real quick and kind of rethink your plan. But they were committed. But still, I just like to see them taking chances at it, even if it's coming up a little bit short. That's one of those things. Maybe it really pays off at a major. They're able to get the blood again. Defensively, they have stood strong. They're up 4 versus 2. Nothing really working on the offensive end for Optic Texas. It's going to be on the super subs and Hook and Skies to try and clutch up. Oh, I thought it was Hook and Shotzi. Sorry, not the super subs. Yeah, not a super sub at all. I saw an S, dude, just got twisted. That's my bad.
He's a flex now, though. He does have a sub every now and then.
You're right. That's a good point. That's a good
So
point.
it works, but no sub in hand that time.
He would have loved to have one.
Rentor fries him.
I said super sub. I looked at him like, I'm drunk. That's not Shotzi. Hook, 1 versus 4, gets 1. Bomb down on B, though, and he's hoping he just catches somebody. Someone throws their life away, but they've been doing a good job of playing their lives for the most part, and they're doing that here. Not trying to give up anything for free. Nice snap, but first shot in from Heretics, and they will take the round.
Yeah, early skirmishes, again, just going their way. Not working out on the side of Optic.
Because Ranker, I don't know if he technically had the first blood there, but he was close, and he's had it. He's had several. Or if not the first, the second, at least in 2-3 rounds. He's willing to square up with just about anybody off the break. He's feeling good after that map 1. And Heretics feeling good in this search and destroy as they get the 2-round separation again. Just keep a little bit of cushion.
For the pushing?
Cushion for the pushing, Joe. Looking like a little similar to like last time, except, well, this time we're actually sending it out halls, and, well, instead of well, you're kind of lurking out towards P2 with the bomb, but it looks to be an activation over at B again. This time, though, it's going to be Dashy. So you've had what? You've had Hook playing from that position, you've had Skies playing for that position, now it's going to be Dashy there.
Yeah, but like this, you're setting up medals. But they know this is open. Hook actually picks this up. Wow, that is a great read by Hook. Maybe Shotzi spots him there for a second or hears something.
This never got finished. I thought I got down. Honestly, I guess I blacked out. I thought they got that down right out of the open. They're lining up for Super, though. Okay, well, come into the grinder as Super puts you down. He's on 9 already. Real, I thought toying with him, but nope, not anymore. Raker, Dashy not back to full HP. Tries to catch him sprinting. It's not going to pay off. And Heretics win the 1v1, and, well, Super. His pickup paying off again in search.
Well, they just catch them off guard. Every time they've planted B, the goal has been to just run forward and take top office control. In like a 3 versus 4, you should just see, they're thinking they're going to back up, they're going to play around rock. Yep. Why would they sprint it as hallway? And Miami's like, we're going to go. We're going to take top office. That is our plan. No matter what, numbers are not B-side. Catches Optic off guard, catches 2 sprinting.
No, taking some more aggressive looks at this. It's been fun to see. I mean, sometimes Optic been able to deal with it, sometimes they haven't. Rancor on a 4 spree, him and Super leading the way. Heretics been so good about getting that first blood on defense and playing with their numbers. The success has not been there for Optic, so
he's swimming.
You're gonna have to get around when. There's your first blood. I think you're first when you talk about the offensive side of things. They'll go to get the plant down and play to hold. See if Heretics are able to shock us and bring it back in this 3 versus 4 on the retake.
Well, I think they all have ARs too. This is just gonna be so difficult.
Yeah. Hit an 8 on one side, wants to slide and then shall the other. Super, another multi-kill, and he's able to not get away. He will get hunted down. I thought he got out, but you make this clutchable suddenly for Rancor. The problem is the time. You got 20 seconds to go. He's got to take out Hook and Skies, and while he has to giddy up and go, AR going to make it so tough. The centering is on a forehead, but not able to win it, so Optic Texas staying alive.
Yeah, almost the nades almost bring that back, right? We saw it from Metal's POV, the one nade connect, so Super knows. Well, everybody knows they're weak there, so the little pre-fire allows them to get 2. But the first blood on the Real is really the key there for Optic. I mean, you kind of saw from Hook's POV, I think he's the one that gives the call out sort of, hey, there should be someone in the water route. So as soon as Shotzi comes out of garage, checks it, sees Real, perfect timing.
Now you just got to replicate that on the other end and do it 3 more times.
And I mean, for Optic, it's just sort of like a test of your discipline, right? Just be ready for them to be running at us.
Yeah.
Especially bombs planted B.
Yeah, it seems to be the case. Super. He is on 11. Leading the lobby for now. It seems like no matter what, eventually we're ended up at B. We're going to take a lot of different routes. They've taken so much space.
Yeah, it's sort of the default on both sides, especially for Optic. They want to defend this A site and then just sort of play a retake wherever. But you can see this now. It's sort of a Miami sandwich.
Yeah, just like back-to-back, holding angles, all of mid under their control. Problem is Ranker going to get caught here.
Shoot. Hello? We're living next to each other. Who do you think threw that?
A ghost, apparently.
He's locked in. It doesn't matter. First blood on the metals.
Maybe he didn't see the angle it came from, Joe.
Okay.
Hey, you get another first blood. They'll battle back and try to stop this plant. They're able to do it. Shotzi will pop. Shotzi will pop twice. The last guy will be Super. He's had a hell of a map, but now 1 versus 4. Best of luck, but he is shooting. And 12 and 6 stat line. I'm not sure how many of these have come in losing rounds. Aren't going to add to much, but you can see just the centering. He is snapping right now.
Yeah, great stuff from him, but it's all about this man on your screen right now. Finds the multi-kill, keeps them alive. And honestly, great read there by Optic, because Miami weren't showing much. They just took top hall's control. They didn't know if they were going A or B, and you kind of had this 2-2 split, but the subs make the play.
This is the round. This is the round. Can you win this offense? You're able to do it last time. You struggled there, especially with the first bloods. Skies seems to be the shot caller headed into this round, or saying somebody likes or doesn't like as we get prepped for it. Let's see what they go for. Shotzi on double digits as well. Oh, they just want to square up. They just want to square up. Super, it lines them all up. That's going to be 3 for Super. Now 15 and 7. Give him the ace to close it out. Super, going Super Saiyan. Just lights up the lobby for the ace, and that one is done. Yo.
I mean, him playing like that.
Bro!
We've kind of been wondering as we look at this last round, just to slide out on the Skies.
Dude!
The last one on the Dashy. Dashy's like, I got my one. I'd be saying the same thing. It wasn't on me.
That guy might have missed a bullet in all the transfers there. He was shooting. I mean, you saw even the 1v4. Just the center goes on point. He was snapping to foreheads as he rounded corners.
But I mean, we've kind of been talking about what is Miami missing, right? With Real and Rentor now, like you just add in this third piece. This is dangerous.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, obviously, you know, last week looked a little questionable through the 2-3-5. They get it done, but like, if the hardpoint's going to improve. I mean, it's not the worst thing if you gel in 2-3-5 off the start.
No, not at all.
That sounds great.
Sheesh.
6-4 win, 1,700 damage, 16 and 7, an ace to shut it down.
In a very unique way to play Hacienda Search, especially attacking side on B. One of the first times we've really seen, at least round after round, just going after top office, plenty for the backside.
We might see it happen like once.
No, but that was like the plan every time.
Yeah, no, it really was. It's like we're working on this, and this is what we're working on.
Yeah, or this is how we're going to win the map. It's exactly how it happened.
Yeah, I mean, they obviously lost several of those, but they were very winnable rounds. They had a chance to do it. But Miami Magic.
True.
Desk.
All hail methods. The one on Heretics.
Yeah, they made some great decisions with these young guys.
Can we talk a little bit about the building done in Miami? The Heretics are up 2-0 at the half, due in part to the new face. He's only in his second match officially with the starting lineup, third match after being a fill-in now. Allie, how is Super making this impact?
He's unreal. That is Super's hallway throughout the entirety of that Hacienda. I mean, they could not kill this guy. He was good for a two-piece almost every single round, you could literally make a highlight reel. Rencore, I'm so sorry. We thought you were in the lead for Rookie of the Year, and your teammate has stolen it.
No, he's still there. He's still there. But super challenging.
I think it's just awesome their approach to this. I mean, first things first, like you needed massive improvement in Search and Destroy. You have that now with Super. Every single match so far has been unbelievable in the game mode. And what we saw, I mean, he was pulling out subs, ARs, it didn't matter. You saw the first round tone setter is like, I'm going to wide flank all the way around with an SMG. I'm going to get the 2 impact kills that we need to win the round. And then when it comes down to it, if he needs to square up, he will. Pulls out the AR, finds an ace at the very end. Just aggressive in every way you could say the word. This guy's unbelievable.
The entirety of the Search and Destroy, my favorite thing from Miami was that they just kept it confusing. They kept throwing different looks at Optic Texas, and they didn't know what to do. Like, one of the examples, if you go all the way to round like number 6, they went mid to B, and they took up the hallway space and pushed up all the way Optic Texas hallway, and that's why Super was able to get that free 2-piece, because Optic Texas, they blind counter A, and they're like, all right, nobody's here. We need to rotate over to the B side. Miami Heretics is basically in their spawn, and they're like, what are you guys doing this close up? It allows Super to get 2 kills, and Optic Texas just didn't have the answer.
As Joey D said, Miami playing with a different style today, at least on Hacienda and Amp. We've got an opportunity to dive a little bit deeper here. We've got our telestrator ready. What are we looking at?
Yeah, you know, let's talk about that Search and Destroy. I mean, Miami have had huge improvement there. Bringing in Super, kid's unbelievable. But, like, they play together and gain information so they can play for the trades right away, but it's also like we're cutting the entire map. So I thought this was an awesome round by Miami on their defensive side, so we're going to jump into it. So right here, this is Real, number 6. He's the guy who's trying to go out and get information, right? And typically when teams go B, they'll send some players through open, as you just saw in that last round. Once they realize nobody's going open, we have information, they're probably going to be hitting over towards a traditional A push, right? So Real, he's going to get in here and get into a gunfight with number 1, that's Hook, who has bomb. He gets the first blood, and it's the reaction afterwards from the side of Miami that is so awesome, right? So you're going to get a guy that's going to go top secret, and what he can do here is he can see if anybody's exiting to try to wrap out. You need a player that's going to be top mid hallway, watching his flank in case somebody was ratting back here trying to make a late play. He's going to be watching flank, right? So very close, can trade secret if anything goes wrong. And then you're going to have Rencore, who goes out to plat, and what he's doing is he's watching the push through here, right? So we have every single angle. The last guy obviously going to be watching down low bottom here trying to push towards Fountain. So we have every angle, but we're right next to each other. You'll see it as it plays on your minimap and how they approach this, but this is how you want to be playing Search and Destroy after you get first bloods. You need to be close to each other, kind of buddying up so you can trade, but you want to get information. Metals has the information on the wrap out. Number 7 on your map, that's Rencore. He can see if anybody's pushing through towards their spawn, and then once you get information, the round starts to develop, you can then begin to take space. This is where Miami needed the most improvement, and so far, through 2 matches, I mean, their search has been ridiculous.
Patience.
I completely agree with you. Like, they went from one of the worst teams in the league in Search and Destroy. I mean, they were bottom 4 in almost every category, including retakes, and that was one of the best retakes I think we've seen for them all year, because Optic Texas didn't throw anybody hallway.
And you see exactly how it plays out. It's like we have all the information, we know where they are. Now Rencore takes space, he finds one. We're now in a 3 versus 2 situation where they only have 30 seconds left, and they need to plant the bomb, right? So Miami, man, just playing well, comes down to a 2v1, they buddy up and just close the round out.
They're playing fast and slippery. Miami is up 2-0, and Super, with his performance on that Hacienda, has now tied the league record for an individual on Search and Destroy, 16 kills, and ace as well in that game.
Yeah,
In a league match, 16 kills.
They also beat Optic on a ball. I mean, I thought this was going to be a 3-0.
Oh, by 100, by the way.
Yeah, and it was also off the back of Super, by the way.
Well, I said it was a game 5. I don't believe that anymore. Let's close it out, Miami. There's a reason I'm in first place out. Let's go over to Maven.
Good pick.
Yeah, no, I honestly, as much as I thought it should be a crazy pick, I didn't think it was for the reasons I mentioned. I don't know, man. Something about this matchup, and now they're up 2-0, and oh, God, it just, if Miami is good, it just makes things, bro. This top 8 is going to be, yeah, it's real spicy. A little too spicy. Some habanero spicy. Like I'm sweating, nose running. Or as Chris said, what he said, like wet and slippery or something.
Yeah, wet and slippery.
Or fast and slippery, or so, I don't know what he said, but
That's what he said.
it sounded naughty. Hey, Ann, can you hit the AC for me, bud? Respect. Thank you. Hacienda control. That's how it's looked this season. Optic Texas have been much better. Heretics, obviously, the control. They've been trying to find a second map they can play around.
Hey, it's 1-7, but it's 1-0 this stage with Super. They beat Vegas on it.
That's the only stat that matters.
That's the key.
It's the only stat that matters.
You're not wrong. Yeah.
I mean, it became this conversation like when Neptune came in, you know, when we were talking about Surge, we didn't really talk about pre-Neptune because the impact was that big, right? Like everything shifted. And at least when we casted them, the only statistics we talked about were with Neptune. It might be a with Super conversation, a with Kenny conversation soon. Some of these team changes seem to be good so far. Well, Neptune, obviously, but yeah. Yeah, no, but the other ones.
It's going to come down to probably the majors. Yeah, maybe winners bracket starts going to be key.
No, 100%. But some very good-looking stats for Optic. When you talk about this control, would you say a bigger advantage here than maybe even the Vault? Just based on Heretics are tough as well.
I mean, yeah, it's just hard. It's so hard to say. I mean, when you look at the season, yeah, absolutely. Like we're talking about number 1, number 2.
But right now, who knows?
Yeah, right now, who knows? It just sort of the momentum of this match. I'm not sure. But the dogs are ready. And
Super still shooting.
Shots just flew out the window.
Yeah, no,
it looks so funny when you die mid-dive. Because it looks like you're an insane person.
Yeah, no, he's a dolphin. Dude, that hoop chow last week up the zip on Proto was the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. They're wild, bro. That's why they work together. They're the Wild Boys.
The Bash Brothers.
Bash Brothers. Ranker will win 1. Over towards B, get on this, pause the clock, try to play a little bit of finesse, or will he just chow this? Now waiting on the help to come in. He stayed alive until Super is able to get there. Beautiful job there, not over chowing. Now picking up the flank on the other side. Shotzi is trying to pinch it out. Again, Testo around the point. So far, so good. For Ranker, beautiful stuff here. Playing his life, getting the kills. He's the reason they still have a foothold at this point. And yeah, his teammates help like clearing out Dashy and stuff, but he's been alive here this entire time.
Yeah, and on the other side, it's been Sky sort of just locked it down the spawn, and you take that all day if you are Optic, because Rentor makes the plays, but nobody else could get to him. There was a chance for that B point to be done, but they're able to clutch up. They deal with Rentor finally, and yeah, now you have Miami. Half of this round is gone.
I mean, the only reason you still have some time to work with is because you were on B for so long. But you only got one really good crack at this probably, and then maybe a desperation push, if that. Trying to play spoiler will be number 1 and Hook. He's going to get caught, and now it's going to go. 2 are going to drop. Hook and Sky's out of the mix, 4v2 for the moment. Beautiful bit of patience there. I thought the friendly fire might end up hurting him. It doesn't. They'll get 3 dead and now get onto the point. This is likely going to lead to the B point being finished, and now you got to think about what you want to do on A, or is it? Is Optic going to send something at this?
Yeah, Dashy's on the flank.
They're going.
He's in a contest.
Uh-oh, but no, this might be one of those ones where you... Okay, all right, never mind. If Shotzi doesn't get 3 there, I'm like, uh-oh, you're 2 dead. You might just lose the transition fight over towards A, but Shotzi plays the cleanup. And he's still cleaning them up.
Yeah, as good as this looks, though, job complete if you are Miami. You got them in an extension. You're still in this round. Now the tough part, getting done with his A point. You're down 5 lives. You're in your spawn outside of Real.
Yeah, what can Real find? Or how clean can the other 3 get out? Because you can't afford to trade at this point. Super gets a nice opener. Real's going to actually find the kill on Adachi as well. So the map's going to be opened up a bit. You're able to get out through open. And now make this a little more interesting. You get a body onto A. Hook's route pass well. We'll pick 1 inside a lobby. And it's going to be tough to track these 2. A reason Optic could be so good here. I just feel like there's so much room and control for Shotzi and Hook to get loose and find openings.
Yeah, and I like what Miami's doing, though. They're just putting medals on the point, and they're hoping that baits. Everybody else is playing slow. As Rentor hits a great slide. That's going to be 3 dead. Chance here now. You've kept medals alive, Super alive near the point, so multiple players are going to be on it. Make it all 3. Shotzi from top open. He's going to drop low. Him and Sky's going to go for this, but it may not matter. Wow. Miami clutch on up and win the first attack. Again, they just stayed alive in the right positions, but Rentor with that double, that multi really changes the round.
Well, that, plus, I mean, he's the reason they're ended to begin with his plays early on B. The fact that they had enough time to even get anything done. Shotzi's triple there, the play of the round that I thought things get real ugly. This one's over real quick if he drops there. That gets him going a bit, but yeah, you nailed it. Just put 1 on it, make them react. Then they win their fights, and this Heretics team is vibing. That's a big opening offensive win.
Well, that's how they have to be, right? I mean, they went throughout bottom middle. They put 1 on A. They found some picks, but the player who was over towards B kind of starts to move on up, gets a little impatient, and those players just run off A in the connector, go straight to B.
I mean, the fact that you get there, I think Super won a gunfight to get them out, and Real, killed Dashy when he was the only player that was kind of out of spawn. Another reason that you even have an opportunity to make the play, right? That you get out towards the point. We weren't sure if they were going to get there. Hip fire hitting. up the double digits is Shotzzy as they try to answer back now and get an offensive round win of their own. They're immediately on the B. Hook immediately trying to take space, but as he catches a stun, got caught for a second, but Skies is looking over him. Nice shots at range there from Hook. He is hitting right now. The nuke beaming. But they lose everybody else towards the point for now. Hook's still going off though. He's made the play to likely finish B. Just frying them. Super finally able to shut him down with a sub in hand.
Yeah, but just straight shots out of Hook, just great positioning, taking his time, using the movement to his advantage. B point gonna be secure. Yeah, over 2 minutes. You have a life advantage, still 25 lives. You have everything you need if you want to try to tie this up.
Yeah, whereas like you barely got that done if you're Heretics, or well, I mean, it took like everything in the kitchen sink to get the round win. Seems you have every advantage right now if you are Optic Texas, but still, this is the harder point to get done. Could be an insane hold here from Miami, but the fact you already have a body on it early, trying to do the same thing. Spread them out, make them look for space, and well, this one might be done real fast. 3 are going to be dead. You've got 2 on it, make 3 on it now, make 4 on it as they are rallying to close this one out quickly. I don't think Heretics are going to have any chance to get back to this, and they will not. That is a phenomenal offense there from Optic Texas, and well, I guess now who can play defense?
I mean, it's about as good as it gets.
Yeah, no, that was sensational.
You win your fights. Hook makes the plays B-side, and then just the transition. Just never really had a chance, but yeah, this is the Hook play. Yeah, just throwing that little shimmy, that little shoulder back, gives you the little camera. Then able to hit the last one on a Rentor with the help of his teammate.
Yeah, I thought maybe when he got caught with a stun, he was going to be dead around the edge. I think Skies ends up looking over him, and it all turns into that, like, insane sequence out of Hook. And, I mean, I don't want to say you had to win that round, but it feels like it.
Feels like
You needed that. Already down 0-2, you go down 0-2 in the control, and you're probably in trouble. Instead, a sensational offense. Now you're right back in control. Nice opening break as well as they taking out everybody. Metals will get 1, but that's about it. So Real, once again, kind of similar to the end of that last round. He's going to be the lone man out. He's going to go hunting.
Not the easiest gunfight. Yeah, Dashy's just going to back it on up, wait for his teammate to help him out. So now you're fighting out a spawn again. You're able to deal with Hoop, but can you fight Shotzzy?
Shots by Super. I mean, they've got no success this time. I mean, you're battling towards B. I mean, most of the early round last time. Now you're able to get a body out towards it. You deal with Dashy pushed up. Now a chance to do some damage. Inside the garage, though, I think it's going to be Shotzzy. Well, a little awkward for him.
Yeah, both timings were weird.
Yeah, bumping butts as he tries to get out. Mantle it up, that's not going to work out. Feels like it takes an eternity. You still have Renko here? Okay, we're right back to what we saw in the round 1. Renko trying to be the lone man, play Rambo on the point. He gets a little bit of help, though, from Metals, and will that help be enough? The timing, though, is awkward for Metals, and he gets shut down. Ranker's still here, but
still
waiting
here.
for teammates to get back to him. Can't play from the point.
Skies is like, all right, I'm going to make sure they do not get this second tick, so he's just going to get on it. And you've just had sort of these stalemates. You've had a couple of chances where you've gotten forward if you are Heretics, but Optic just has not allowed anything to come of it.
Yeah, you got the lives to do it. Still 15 left, but only 15 seconds actually left to use. Metals trying to help out his teammate. Shotzzy, though, already getting the kill, and, well, he tries to slip away and gets a second. Beautiful movement and play from Shotzzy. It was Hook maybe on the offense. Shotzzy getting it done here on the defense. And from that terrific offense, you only give up 1 tick defensively. Optic are right back in this one and looking to extend this series.
Yeah, every round for Miami, especially their attacks, I know they won the first round, but it just feels very staggered, right? Like you're just hoping for an individual play. It's sort of 2 are going at a time. I mean, a lot of times they're losing sort of 2 to 3 gunfights in some areas, but it just doesn't feel like there's a togetherness throughout this Hacienda from them. From what we've seen throughout the series.
What we've seen at Hardpoint, we've seen at Surge. And, I mean, honestly, there's just not a lot to take from a control win over Vegas. Like, it's a brand new team. Teams aren't usually that, like, super good at control, like, right out the gate. So maybe not the most impressive win. Now you're going up against one of the better Hacienda control teams. And you are struggling. The good thing is, though, you're probably feeling good about 4 and 5. And you've guaranteed those due to the fact you went up 2-0. Real and Metals kind of putting a body bag early on, both sitting around double negative and trying to get something going. They got to hold here. Defensively, they have a chance. They're going to have to win it on offense. In around 5 if they can get it there. But the last time we saw Optic on offense, it was a quick one. It was due to this player. Hook was insane, and he's looking to get right back to it.
Yeah, right back to his office, just walking down the stairs, allows Skies to get on the point now. You have Shotzzy helping him out on one angle, so you're just in this trap.
Oh yeah, no, you are trapped in big time. First tick about to get done. Crossfire setup, though, I thought looked pretty good for Optic Texas. Then everyone just got smoked. So a nice retake there, and well, the fact you had one body on it, you don't even get the first tick done. So a massive retake, and suddenly this looks a little bit different. I mean, I thought that was actually a B point done, basically, with the setup.
Yeah, and I guess, like, you know, if you're Miami, you don't overcommit to office side or going out towards Rock. You just got to say, let's just 4-hit shed. And that is where that retake happened. Now they have another 3 dead snare, make it all 4. So,
okay.
Yeah, what was an incredible break, incredible setup for Optic. Now they're the ones going to have to try to get out.
And time is a dwindling. 30 seconds to go, but hold up, 2 dead. We got another opportunity to do this. It's going to be 3 dead. Well, 2, because 1 already came off spawning us. But Real will be the point man on one side. The rest kind of battling out from spawn. Clock going to be paused at 18.4. That'll be that first tick of progress. Hipfire pistol hits, just slides directly into his forehead. Okay, minute extension looks to be good. You've got 2 on it. You've got Hook pushed out.
Might have one more go at this. There's only 2 on it. Just Hook pushes out towards Shed. So this is going to go up pretty slow. Shotzi's going to be on the pinch, but Metals is able to pick that up. So great job by Metals. Hook staying alive, though. It's been so clutch here, and that might just be it. You might have time to get on towards A. They're reading the spawns. The stun's already starting to hit them. All of Miami just sort of rotate on over. 0.0, and you're on the board now if you're Heretics.
Okay. We go to around 5. It didn't look good early in that one for Heretics, but a beautiful retake onto A, or sorry, onto B, and then suddenly they kind of lock them down. You're gonna have to do it, what, on offense. And Heretics, like, you've already been able to pull one, but it wasn't the prettiest one. Like, it was a hard-fought battle to get that offensive win, unlike Texas, who, well, at least in one, was sensational. We go the distance, and now if you're Texas, you're feeling the pressure. You're already in the O2 hole. Everything comes down to this round.
Round 5s are always a little different.
Always are a little different. Just like the Miami Magic. a little bit different. Can they get it done now on offense? Breaks can be so crucial. Let's see if they can take advantage in this break where they haven't been able to in most of these rounds. They battle back in tough spots, but usually it's been in a hole, and well, Shotzzy a big part of why. Shotzzy is able to get 2 before he drops. Ranker gonna be the last guy up, but he is shooting and trying to battle everything. Oh, finds an opening. I thought he found a beautiful opening there to get across, but just not able to wiggle away. Shotzzy starts out 3-0 in this round 5.
Yeah, he just found the opening. He was able to just climb the fence through the middle of the map, and now him and Hook just causing so many problems. This has been the issue. You have not had a lot of great breaks. And well, Shotzi's breaking your ankles. He finds 5 in a row to start this, and you've had nothing. If you are Miami, you should have 35 seconds to go.
Yeah, this is your effort to do it. This is your chance. Shotzzy, though, he's back off spawn, and he's greedy, taking the route. Is going to be Hook, who's going to get behind and playing spoiler, likely getting caught. Yeah, it was Ranker, he's going to get dropped, and now heads have to start to turn. I don't know if you're going to get a chance to look at the objective. Maybe Real can pull off some magic. Nope, he's not going to be able to do it. Metals, his position's up as he's been tagged, so he's the only guy forward. The rest of the 3 coming off spawn, and you're just in the trap. He's got to get onto it to stop it. Can his teammates battle out here? Okay, there's another one down.
Yeah, now the rest of Optic, they're going to try to isolate him. Problem is, though, they don't want to get caught, right? So you kind of just sort of stop there if you were Skies.
Hold up.
And sometimes it just takes one player to get to that B point. Here's another opportunity here for Miami.
It's got a little bit more interesting now. Brought it back in the lives, but still time. Going to be everything. That trophy doing its job. None of the utility going to hit, and there's the minute extension. So just over a minute to work with. You're already on to A.
Yeah, they're just, again, doing this same old play. We're going to put one player on it and just try to get everybody out from Optic. Just kind of bait them out. They're not winning the gunfights. Real is there for the trade, but the rest of his teammates coming off spawn.
I feel like I've seen this before. Okay, Skies just got spit on. Big win there for Metals. 12 lives remaining for Heretics. A little info there from Metals. But I feel like I've seen this before. Can they get out of it efficiently? You've got 3 people forward for Optic Texas. Nice little win there from Rancor.
They aren't giving them anything, right? Like, Optic are barely peeking. They're already able to find Skies, who is working that flank. Now you find shots, but he had 20 seconds. But when it comes to control, 1, 3, or 4 dead, and that's all it takes. Onto the 8 point.
That could literally be a 1 big push, but that's going to be 2 dead. Now you're in trouble. 7 lives remaining for Miami Heretics. Optic seemingly doing it just enough. You've got to win basically every fight going forward, and you're not going to win any of them. Super, last one alive, 7 seconds to go. Player's coming off a spawn. He's going to try and touch the point to see if he can extend it. Not going to be able to do it. Nobody can get there, and Optic, they hold on. There's some scary, scary moments there where you thought maybe Miami was going to pull that off, but Optic Texas, their defense just good enough. And, well, honestly, Shotzi's terrific opening to that round 5. A big part of the why you're in such a hole with time, and that becomes so difficult to do.
Yeah, and again, it just comes down to like one individual player, one player getting on towards B if you're Miami. Almost made something of that round.
Yeah. Honestly, they won that one, but it felt pretty similar.
You kind of saw like Optic just sort of hit the brakes there at a moment, right? Like, you didn't get too far pushed up, because I think that's when they felt like they were getting caught. They didn't want to throw any lives away. Just let them get on A. Then let's sort of use our numbers, top halls, find the angles. Did a much better job there.
They get it done, and they are on the board. Still down a map, but this is how it broke down statistically. Hook leads the way with 29. Skies having a solid map for himself as well, leading in the damage column, which you got to love to see. He's had some rough respawns for the squad since he came on, but putting up some numbers there. And Shotzi, maybe not the prettiest stat, at least +3, but he had moments where he just took off and went on sprees.
Yeah, and I think that's a difference, right? Sort of your Metals in Real. I mean, they just had nothing. A rough game, and the difference maker was the SMGs making plays around these points. Like, there were a couple of moments, but really, it really wasn't from those guys.
No, I mean, this just feels like a map that Hook and Shotzi should have incredible playmaking ability, and shocking, they do. They both have their moments on offense and defense.
Yeah, a lot of places they kind of get lost in.
Yeah. A lot of routes to take. And they were finding their openings, and as good as they dealt with them on Vault, just weren't quite able to do it here. Good thing, I guess, for Optic Texas, guess what? We're staying on Hacienda. So a chance for them to get loose and vibey as well in that one. Really some gritty rounds from Heretics that you thought they were out of it. They were able to battle back and extend this to a map 5, despite the fact that Optic Texas looked the better team throughout most of it. There's just these little moments where Heretics came alive, but the map 1 Hardpoint was brilliant. Super so good. And the map 2 Search and Destroy, we'll see what they can bring us in the map 4 Hacienda.
He's been a rock, dude. He's just so consistent so far. Even in this one, 26 and 26, just, and if he can just sort of keep that steady,
yeah,
they're gonna be great.
As long as it's sitting like that, I don't know. An NFL QB comes in and just like good for a little bit, and then people figure him out. He's not good anymore. I don't think it's the same. I don't think it's the same thing at all. But we probably have the same thing at all. But no, I
gotta switch to his own versus guy.
Yeah. You're right. Oh God. But look at how this has played out. In case maybe you joined us a little bit late, 100-point victory for Heretics out the gate in the opening Hardpoint. Maybe surprised at first see him square up on Vault, but they do more than square up. They dominate that map 1. Hacienda, I mean, they were ahead for the most part. I mean, they were up to a 5-2 advantage, I believe, at one point. You start to bring it back a bit if you're Optic. Round by round, you claw back into it, and Super just slams the door shut with a round 10 ace to close it out. The control, I think, we knew that was a good one for Optic. I guess I look at it and I'm like, for a new Miami team, like pushing it to round 5, and it's not, you're 1-7 on it.
It wasn't like the best. I don't know. It's like one of those ones where it just felt so Optic dominated.
Yeah,
they still got to a round 5.
They were battling uphill the entire time. It seems. So I almost want to say like it's not a win for Miami, but like pretty good considering. Like you didn't really have very good breaks, and you still fought back.
Yeah, Real had a really tough game.
Yeah. But still got to a round 5, and like anything can happen, right, in a round 5. So now we think forward to the Hacienda. We'll talk about the map 4 Hardpoint. And we'll talk about these guys and how good they've been. Rancor's been a shooter for this team. David has been a beast.
I like
now Diego. Double D's.
Yeah, that is a name. Diego. I'm going to mess it up.
Is it David?
David Escudero?
Yeah, no, that's not pretty good. I just said David. Yeah, you probably nailed it there, but that's it for the map 1 of the series. I think you did a really good job.
I hope so. My sophomore teacher will be proud of me. How many years ago was that? A while, like 15?
I think I took, yeah, I made it my 3rd year and I quit the 3rd year because that's when you had to speak only Spanish. And I was like, nope, can't do this.
It's really hard.
It's real hard. I can say some words, but that's where it ends. But they'll chat through things, try to get the vibes flowing again for the map 4. So many positivities to take away. Well, so many positives to take away from this just already. I mean, based on winning the vault and how good the searches looked. Obviously, you'd like to get a series victory here, but you're going up against a 2-0 Optic Texas team that already have 2 very good wins over a seemed to be a new and improved Rocker, a Cloud9 team that's been surging over the past month and a half. You look at their last 5 maps in Hardpoint, this is how it has looked. Some wins surrounded by 2 losses.
Yeah, and Skyline versus Miami, that's where you start sort of the Skies who is back in the lineup, right? So it's really those last 4, 3-1 since those 2 have been back in. Talk about really stage 3.
Yeah, and the map 1, like, as much as it was very impressive from Miami, you had really slow starts from Dashy and Skies. They were like double, triple negative. Seemed to be a real slow start. Now, maybe heated up a little bit, especially Skies had a great map 3. Probably feeling himself a bit more in this, but gotta win this one. If you're Optic, you want to get out to a 3-0 start in the qualifier. If you're battling for points, you're going to see a square up pretty often, I think, between Dashy and Rancor, though. That square up is going to go all the way of Optic Texas. Real's need, the only thing that gets a kill from Miami. And right out onto the point will be Optic Texas. Let's see what they can do with this real estate. Nice shots. Dashy shooting now.
Yeah, it reminds you of the Control, just the early brace where they have been so strong. And you just give up map control if you're Miami, losing that. And I mean, what? 8 kills to 1 in terms of the start.
Hey, 2.
Now 2.
Thank you. Yeah, you're not going to be able to take advantage of a slow start this time around. We're deeper into this series. Skies is a little windy, and Real is going to put him down. But the rest of the teammates on Optic get the kills. So now towards the P2, I mean, you've got Heretics exactly where you want him. I think due to Shotzi's position, where we saw Skies coming off spawn, I mean, they're all out towards the P3. Winning some key gunfights to give him a chance, though. Well, not really anymore. It's just going to be forward. It'll be Real waiting for the other 2 teammates around.
Yeah, Shotzi slows down the 2 inside a lobby, right? So you found a couple of kills well side, but those players are going to spawn up safe, so they'll get right back into the play. But Shotzi just kind of holds the line, doesn't allow immediate pressure through side stairs.
That wallbang looked disgusting, though, from Real.
Yeah, great wallbang, but they're getting smoked.
Yeah. They've got 1 point, Joe. Kind of like they're 1 kill out of the opener. Metal's just looking to get something, anything, and 1 by 1 they go, and 1 by 1 they are slaughtered. Optic is zapping them right now. Now the map flips. You've got him in the back. Everything you'd want and more. Dashy can't turn that into 2. And, well, okay, take those 10 seconds. Fine. We'll get out on rotation. Shotzi will play Lurk. Last teammate spawns well. They'll get set up for 3rd, and sure, you're going to take the 10 seconds of scrap time. You can take that all day. Shotzi's timing on point.
And this is when, like, Optic is, like, the most dangerous, right? Just when it's sort of, they have control of the map, and it just feels like they give their opponents no room. Like, that's when their comebacks have started, you know, in their first couple of matches. It just feels like they have such a good read on the spawns, where the pressure is coming from, and that's how you get these 70-10 starts.
No, it seems like a team, maybe fans don't want to hear, but it's good. They're going to have a pretty low floor sometimes. They're going to have a very high ceiling. And honestly, that's been Optic rosters sometimes just over the years. So honestly, It has been. Like, when they're at their best and they're playing well, they are insane. You just hope that's what you get. When you get the land, you get the insane. You don't get the floor. It's a good break from Heretics, though. At least we'll get more than just the final 10. This time you'll get a solid chunk of, what, 25 to 30. Well, you'll fight for that at least. And you won't win it, though, as the 2 players break back in from Optic Texas, and the lead builds again. What, up 70 or so. Rocks where you try to bring it back, but guess what? Take a little swimming route. That's going to be number 2 in Shotzi. We'll see if it gets picked up.
Real heard it, though. I mean, we heard the splash. That was my man yelled cannonball as he was diving into that. But number 4, I think Dashy spawns behind. Real reads it, though. This is a big read. Just, I mean, Dashy should have broken this hill wide open. He found a pick or 2 onto the Rock players. It's a 1-for-1 right now. Miami just trying to hold on, but over the top jump Shotzi.
Well, I think they think more spawn there because they send 2 people to deal with Dashy, and then all of a sudden you've got a 3v2 on the other side for Optic Texas. So the read really not on point. Yeah, Dashy doesn't get anything, but I mean, he might as well have broken the hard point because he's what's going to give them numbers towards Rock.
Yeah, softens up the front. Just makes it a little bit easier for Shotzi in that scenario. Who was so solid, yes, I know a lot about Super and Rancor in map number 1, but like Metals was like 20, 26 or so, and now he's having this is what we've seen at times from him. Just can be very inconsistent.
Yeah, map 3 was not a great one, and now he's in hell in this one. Can you just get anything now? As you look forward to the second set, you try to flip this one on its head, but Shotzi is just finding openings, timings, reading the map well, and yeah, it's just Hacienda can be his playground.
Metalsley, I'm just trying to jump to the hill, man. Just stop spawn killing me.
Oh, maybe that's a big win for Metals. He wins that one-on-one. You've got hardpoint control. You've got the rotation in for now. You've got them spawning out deep. This is where a comeback can happen. So now pressure to Optic to disrupt this a bit, because this is the potential rally for Heretics.
Yeah, it's really that P2 hope, right? If they can kind of connect this, but Shotzi knows that. He's trying to push on through. Maybe flip the spawn's not going to happen. Real's going to pick down on up, and yeah, you're now starting to control the map. But still time for Optic to get across. 15 seconds before that P2 comes up, and they kind of know it. It's just, can they find the kills? Super,
Okay.
well, he's going to say no, but watch number 3. Skies is going to find Real. Real must have got really bad timing. You see all the arrows now kind of shift. You're starting to shift. This is going to allow early pressure for Optic.
You see the setup for Heretics. Optic now grouping up. They've spread out the lines, and they want to pounce. Every gunfight huge. Mate Metals is turning it on now. The slow start, a distant memory. What, 2-11, now 8-13. He goes 6-2 over this stretch. Since that gunfight went off shots, so he was getting spawn killed. He wins that one, and now he's in his bag. You go 2 for 1 on the other side, though, if you're Optic. Nice little snapback from Real. He's going to win it on both fronts. Sliding shots not going to hit. Optic are in. Metals trying to battle back to see if he's now the hot hand. Still one line close. Good little stretch there from Skies. Got a chance to win back in. Numbers here for a second if you are Heretics. So the fact is you're back in the game. You're down 40. This is now a winnable map where it felt like one more bad hard point, and this one's done.
And I'll tell you what a play by Rentor from the hill to find Hook, because Hook was actually blocking the spawns, right? He was going to give his team spawns, block the back, but he gets the kill, and as soon as Hook dies, it is literally the millisecond he dies. Both of his teammates spawn up. That allows them to fight for that final 20.
Well, it has been a great run from Heretics. Now Optic trying to answer back. Their setup inside. The point, the lurk man, or kind of the route man, is Hoop that's trying to catch people, getting back to what he was doing to the control there in top office, but not quite able to do it. Pressure dropping to Shotzi. He's got enough left to pick up the kill. Still up 40, but things get a little bit more sketchy. Got to be feeling the pressure if you're Optic Texas in a 1-2 hole in this series. Let's hear the comms from Optic Texas.
One shot, two top pot. Nice, bro.
I'm getting it.
Y'all don't want to tell me. I'm leaving that kid. Hey, top close right now. Right, they're taking their time.
He backed up.
I throw Arcady, Metals. Stop me, back me.
I'm gonna pinch him.
Throw shit.
I'm gonna pitch fire.
Close center, Metals.
Yeah, I'm behind him. I'm
gonna die.
Pitch deep.
Shot me?
Yeah,
I get one though. I hit him with an 80, so one-shot Metals.
Lead behind him.
Watch my rock.
Just get one. Just get one.
Top part, lead there. Top part, one shot dead.
Nice.
I'm looking their side. I got 2.
Two in a rock.
In a rock, dead. One shot, after Real.
That's two, another one there. Ranker.
Hang on her.
The rest of me, they're all gonna be third. One shot out of record. Cannot be any weaker.
Hit hill. Let me top open too. Open that trophy.
Looking for open. I'm looking for open. Open, weak. Ran away.
Super smooth. Two their side of that.
Nice, Caesar.
On the rock, no one here. There's 2 more, last 2.
I'm here.
Both outer.
One more record.
One more.
I think he's in her. Close right, I think.
He's really weak.
Play soft.
Play it.
I'm getting their close.
One more open.
I have their close right now. Top part. Dead. Real. Give me my arc flat.
Open dead.
I'm playing soft left, okay?
He's pinching. Dead.
I have left right now.
I have wall pinch.
I have
wall pinch.
Yeah, every close last.
Too flat. They're going dark on me.
They go low.
They can go my cat. They're going dark.
I can go rock.
Yeah, team kill. One's dark. One's dark again.
Yo, what's the dirt? Top open.
You can go dark on me.
Top open, Real. Watch out.
One guy might deep
Dark on me. Dark. One shot right core. He's one secret.
I think the comms improved a bit late in that listen in, but early, I mean, you looked at me, you're like, no one's talking about what they're doing. There's not really any small talk. It's just like where someone is and if they're weak or not. The comms were not good for the first minute of that.
Yeah, it wasn't the best. And I mean, Sky set up a pinch so well.
I know,
I thought he won the map for them. Instead, though, Real gets 2, damage into a 3rd, and then Rentor just sort of bought time for his teammates to get back there. But game not done. Miami, they do take the lead, but a big rotation right now. Some big gunfights going down towards this P2. Skies is going to be there. He's going to get hunted down, though, by Metals, and Rentor has the help. But Super, it looks like it's just going to be Hook right now.
And Hook is dead and maybe getting shot a little bit extra there from Super. Into the point early and a lead change. Heretics now go up. Basically
well
200 game. Well spawn is in. Metal's trying to deal with it, but only a sub to use. Trying to finesse, but not able to finesse long. There's the opener, pressured out of Super. He's lurking, he is pouncing. His teammates win it on the other side. He found a sub to work with, but he will get dropped. But the fact is you won it towards the point. So Heretics still battling inside with 35 seconds remaining here. And you can win it on this hardpoint. So you've got to send everything at this if you are Optic. Next swing gets swatted away. Last one will be Dashy. His position, give it up. Able to take down one. I thought maybe a nice slide and shout onto a second, but he drops and not able to play his life there, so we're staggered again. As once again you send it forward, don't have numbers to go. You continue to hold inside if you're Heretics, but there's the break.
Yeah, big 15.
Big 15, big 15. I mean, well, you had to get it. You had to, or this map's over.
Yeah, you had all the numbers. Metal, though, is going to find 2 shots. He's through, though. Watch that number 2. What kind of play does he make? He's climbing. No, he gets found out. Metals wins another one.
His position spawns one there well, though, so you get Skies in the position to maybe fight this earlier, get towards the point, but you're going to have numbers early if you're Heretics. You need 15 now for the dub. They've got hard point control. They're looking to close out Optic Texas right now. Metals started 2-11, and then he started to fry, and he is still frying. Last guy is going to be Dashy. The push seemingly staggered again. Dashy trying to do what he can around the point, but he's got to get in contest. The fact he's able to do that doesn't matter, though, because the rest get cut down. It's Real that pops a triple. This map, this series are done. Miami Heretics with some Miami magic. Optic Texas no longer undefeated in this qualifier. They get exposed by Miami, and man, this guy Super and this team seem to be making improvements quickly.
Dang, I mean, what a turnaround for Metals. We kind of called that out. He was 2-11. He finishes like 20 and 23 around there.
Oh yeah, he was
he's big time. At times he feels like the win condition for them, 100%. But
well, to be fair, I mean, they had no hardpoint control or map control early, right?
No, yeah, you're a sub. It's hell. Yeah, it is. He's the one jumping to the hill, trying to find any scrap time. He's put into a tough spot, but he allows his guy to flourish. And while they're flourishing right now, and what a turnaround. Maybe Vegas is a pretty good hardpoint team, right? That's sort of the other conversation, because you lost both of them to last week if you were Miami. This time, though, you win both versus Optic.
You win both hard points. Your search has obviously improved. I mean, the biggest question mark now is probably going to be control. I mean, we haven't been able to see a lot of it, but if they get a decent control game, they can get a couple of maps they're solid at there. This team may be a threat, but wow, what a... The hard points could not be more different. Like, it was a very slow start from Optic, early lead, right, for Heretics in the map 1, and they just never looked back. They were up as much as, what, 120 or whatever the hell it was in that map 1 and kind of dominated. This one, they're getting smashed early. They're in a hole, and they've got to show resilience and battle back. I mean, similar to a lot of, like, Optic's recent hardpoint wins, like, little come from behind win, able to give them a taste